Hey friends, let's enjoy a little movement snack together. We'll move all of our joints and we'll take a gentle variation of the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. From here, we're maybe going to have 2 blocks nearby. I think they're really awesome for exploring the Surya Namaskar, especially through the lunges, but not necessary if you don't have. You can still participate through the motions. Let's begin in a comfortable seat and let's greet our breath here. Breathing in through the nose. Observe the next few breaths that help you arrive to this moment, into your space and practice. Breathing in the length of your spine. Breathing in the width of your trunk. From here, tuck the chin towards the chest and allow the chin to find the right shoulder. And start to lift the chin upwards, articulating our first neck circle. Crossing down to the bottom of the chest again. Let's circle about 2 more times. And circling when you're ready in the opposite direction. Slowly, when you're ready here, finding a little bit of stillness, resetting the head and neck. Taking a breath in as you find length in your spine, softening the shoulders away from the ears. In fact, letting the fingertips find the ground and really letting them, if the fingers crawl out, the shoulders have to stay down and away from the ears. All right? Let's then lift the arms, externally rotate so that the palms lift up and reach the arms up and over. Now the shoulders the shoulders are reaching up by the ears because we're intentionally reaching. Good, move the arms out to the side, internally rotate, and then just let the hands, maybe the back of the hands find the floor. You can even start to reach behind you. That's a different range of motion that we might have access to. And then back to the front, externally rotate, reach up. Can your fingertips connect? Maybe the palms connect a little bit. So finding a little connection. And then the last one, just kind of over the head, seeing if you can touch the hands without looking. Good, and then let it go. This time you're gonna reach behind you and hold that position, looking for a little, almost like a stretch, or even maybe it's tension. Tension, stretch are actually related, right? In order to stretch something, it needs to find tension. So we're observing these things around the top of the chest here. Good, then we're gonna bring the arms back to a T shape for a moment, palms facing up. Right hand or left hand, let me do my left hand here, is gonna come down and the right arm up. One more breath. Take what you need from it, and then find the other side. So it doesn't have to be the biggest bend. Maybe you bend a little more if you have the space. Let's go back to the other side. And we're gonna add a little bit of a rotation through the rib cage. So almost like a baby cat cow for the upper spine. Can we look up a little bit? And can we look down a little bit? Can we look up a little bit and down a little bit? And then take it to the other side. Let that right arm lead you. Left arm comes up and over. And we take a little cat-cow. A little dip forward, little lift up. Little dip forward, little lift up. Good, this time here, let the left arm guide you back. Moving towards tabletop position, rolling over the knees, maybe using your blanket as a little cushion. And we'll move the spine next into cat-cow, tucking the tail, tucking the chin. Can this movement be segmented so the head is the last thing to move? Starting with the tail, head tucks last. Good, then we'll start to find a little bit of stillness, bringing some love to the hands. Give a little bit of movement, making handprints, back of your hands and the palms. Rotating, just kind of greeting the wrists a little bit here. Make sure that you also introduce the back of your hands. And then we'll find stillness again in tabletop, inviting the left leg, the left foot to come out. Reach the heel back, squeezing the ball of the foot into the mat. Then drop the heel in. We're going to circle the foot. I'm going to pivot to change your view, but you can stay just as you are. And we're doing our ankle smushes. We're rolling the ankle around. Go ahead and roll it in both directions. And then try to find the same thing in the opposite side. Right leg reaches back, get a little calf stretch. And then roll it around when you're ready. Good. From here, bring the knees right back in. You can keep the toes tucked and come into a tall or a low kneeling position, but receiving a little toe stretch as long as that feels all right. Let's take a breath in, lengthening through the spine. And exhale completely, softening through the shoulders. Breathing in. Let it go. One more breath, otherwise you can come out of that toe stretch when you need to. Good. Slowly untuck the toes, come back to that kneeling position for a moment, and then let your arms reach up over by the head once more. Hook your thumbs and reach a little higher. Maybe allow a little movement for the rib cage. You can try to draw a little circle over the head or just move side to side. Good. Slowly here, separate the hands. Let everything move down. Shrug it out. Remove the blanket if it was there. And let's start to find downward facing dog here. Tucking the toes. Maybe finding some petals in the feet. Pressing the ground away, finding the elevation in the shoulder blades. Remember, you're reaching up. We're pushing the ground away. What we're reaching away from the hands is our tailbone. The heels are finding space towards the back of the mat. The thigh bones are pressing towards the space behind us. Good. Come forward towards a little plank pose so that the knees can bend, finding tabletop position. Bend the left knee. Bring the knee off the floor next. Then find a rotation that helps the knee open up to the side for a moment. Allow the foot to heel toe its way forward, and we come into a low lunge. Tuck the tail here, engage and squeeze the right thigh. So really giving this moment to the right leg and just stomping with your left foot here. Bring the arms up and over by the ears next. Reaching a little bit more for an optional slight upward back bend. Now you can make this more of an Anjaneyasana shape by dragging the left foot forward, and there is the extension that brings us a little deeper into Anjaneyasana, a little bit more of a hip stretch, a little bit more of a back bend. Good. Otherwise, you stay where we began. We're going to start to slowly come out. Bring the hands to the inside of the left foot. Tuck the right toes, lifting the knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. Let's warm up through the other side. Come forward through plank pose, tabletop as the knees come down. Right knee bends, bringing the foot up. The knee then will lift off the floor. Externally rotate the hips slowly here, controlling that movement. Extend the knee to place the foot down. Heel toe as you bring yourself forward into our next low lunge. Tucking the tail right away, finding the engagement of our left thigh. Our left leg is powering down here. Keep that engagement. Right foot stomps down. Arms lift up. This is a great place to stay, or you can lift the chest just a bit more. In order to hinge or to open the pelvis a bit more, we can drag the right foot forward, and that allows us to find a controlled Anjaneyasana. Left glute is still engaged. Good. Slowly circle the arms back. Find the hands to the inside of the right foot. Tuck the left toes to lift the left knee off the mat. Downward facing dog we go. Good. Forward through plank pose. Take the knees down, bend the elbows. If you need to take a different variation, this can be where you stop if perhaps you're expecting, and allow the tail to tuck back, bringing you into a cat-cow flow. Otherwise, you're coming all the way down towards the ground to find your slight upward back bend. Then moving back, hips to heels. Downward facing dog when you're ready, everyone. Good. Let's walk towards the top of the mat, finding a forward fold. Your hands can also move back. Lift the spine halfway up, half forward fold. Pausing here to really root down into the legs, lengthen the spine. Good. Slowly continue the reverse hinge, just gliding the hands up, pointing the tail down, finding mountain pose as you arrive at the top. Press both feet down, and the outer edges of your feet are squeezing the ground, wanting to slide away from one another. Rooting into your mountain pose. Let's take one more breath. And we'll find a variation of our sun salutation. We're going to start with our thoracic rotation. So a little twist here. On the next breath, lift the arms up. Then open up towards your left side. Arms open wide. Trunk or pelvis is still facing forward. The upper trunk is what's rotating. Open up to the other side. Good. Back to center. Reaching up. Fold over the legs. Enjoy your breath. Lift and lengthen halfway. Release your bow. Reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up. Hands to the heart. Full breath. Let it go. Let's add a side bend here. Reach the arms up. The left hand can grab a hold of the left or the right wrist and just reaching up and over. It's not a big pull, it's a slight invitation. And the same thing to the other side. Good. Back to center. Release the hands. Same variation once more. Lift the arms up. This time, open up towards the right side. Thoracic rotation. Opening the chest to the right. Arms come right back up. Open to the left. Arms come right back up. Fold over the legs. Lengthen the spine halfway. Release your bow. Reverse swan dive. Let's find hands to the heart. This time reach them back up. Finding a side bend again. First to the right side. The right hand might grab a little assist from the left, pulling over to the right. Switching sides. Enjoy your breath. Good. Releasing here, arms down. Take a moment into your mountain pose, full breath. Good. Let's continue with one more variation of Surya Namaskar using more of our lower to the ground series. So we did the first half, let's add the other half, all right? This time without the twist. Taking a breath in through the nose, let's empty it here. On the next breath in, sweep the arms up. Prepare to bow forward over the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. As you bring your hands right back down, step the left leg back and leave the right leg forward. I just switched it up on you here. Drop the right knee. And then here you can either stay nice and low and enjoy the passive stretch of this low Anjaneyasana, or you're climbing up a bit higher. Same place we got to earlier. Squeeze the glutes, engage here, bringing the arms right up. From here, taking any expression that you'd like. Good, and then slowly releasing the hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Forward through plank pose for the rest of our vinyasa, lowering down, knees, bending elbows, either chest and chin towards the ground, or you can take a cat-cow variation. Finding your back bend of choice, hips towards your heels, downward facing dog. Good. Walking forward towards the top of the mat. Forward fold leads into a half forward fold. Lengthen the spine. Release your bow. Reverse swan dive. Reaching up. Hands to the heart. Full breath. Let it go. Right away, reaching up. Take a breath. Fold over the legs. Good. This time, left foot stays forward. Right foot steps back. Going either for a deep lunge or you can climb up a little higher right away. The right knee can come down and you can stay forward and simply receive the passive stretch that you might find here. If you're looking for a little less of a deeper stretch, but still some nice engagement for the hip flexors, tuck the tail here, bring the arms up. So this shape, still deep engagement for the hip flexors on the right side. We're stretching it out because our hip flexors bring the thigh up. We have the thigh far away. That's a stretch. Good. Slowly here, release the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Take your flow from here, forward through plank pose. Either knees, chest, chin, enjoying your variation, or skipping this flow. Hips towards the heels. Downward facing dog. Let's take about 3 more breaths in this downward facing dog. If you'd like to stay a little longer, take your time. If you'd like to move through one more vinyasa of choice, enjoy it. Otherwise, we'll meet in a kneeling position, lowering knees to the ground, softening the eyes a bit more, and letting the breath continue to move on its own. Continue to observe how the heart and breath dance together. The energy that you've manifested for self and body, it continues to move, even though we're seemingly in stillness in this seated shape. Observe the vibrations, the movement of your breath a little bit more. I'll invite you to adjust your seat if you'd like. So if perhaps you're kneeling and you'd like to adjust into a cross-legged seat again, a place that's comfortable to return to that breath, a place that's comfortable so that you may continue to focus and use the breath now as a tool in your meditation. Can you simply follow the breath, whether it's the sound of it, whether it's a part of the body that you feel it moving in. Allow your mind to simply follow whatever it finds about the breath. And if you find that the mind wanders, allow it to, and then bring it back to your breath. Take a moment now to step into your heart and mind space and hold there room for gratitude. Whatever connects with you when you think of gratitude today. From that space of gratitude, decide if there's an intention, an idea, or some way to extend your mindfulness practice beyond this moment, beyond your mat. Your hands can stay as they are, or they may come together at heart center in Anjali Mudra or Prayer Mudra. Taking a breath in through the nose and out completely. A breath in through the nose and a cleansing breath out. A final breath. Perhaps bowing to your space and practice. May you recognize the power within your breath and yourself, most of all, as your own best teacher. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.